All right, what is going on? It's Nate back with another video, and we are on the charts again today. So today I wanted to go over how I find my winning setups, I guess you would call it. How I find, the stocks that I'm getting into and the stocks that are, doubling within a few days, because it's not easy to find, and that's how you're going to be profitable with this strategy, right? You have to find the big winners, but not only find them, but time it perfectly, and then also know when to sell it. So there's a lot of factors that go into it, but if you can't find the setups, you're never going to make money. So I kind of just want to give a basic overview of what I do, what my system looks like. So I have all these scanners, which I know the system probably looks overwhelming, and you probably are looking at it and like, what is this guy even doing? But trust me, once you work with it, it's not too unfamiliar. Like it's not too difficult. So first off, I have these scanners over here on the left, right? I have a gap scanner, a volume scanner, 6 month gainer, 3 month gainer, and 1 month gainer. And so basically, the 1 month, 3 month, and 6 month just give me all the stocks that are up at least 30% in the last either 1 month, 3 month, or 6 months. Because I'm looking for stocks that have made a big move up and then they consolidate and then they break out from there, right? So these allow me to find the stocks that I'm going to put on my watch list or my flag list, which is this list over here, right? So this software allows you to flag whatever stocks you're interested in, and then in the mornings I can go through here, flick through it, see if anything's breaking out. If not, it is what it is. So I just kind of want to give like a quick insight. And so if you're in my group, I give you my exact layout. I give you all my scanners. I literally give you everything you need to be successful. And I tell you every trade I'm taking. So I mean, it doesn't get easier than that. But so obviously, I know you guys don't have the scanners, but I just kind of wanted to show what the process looks like, right? So sorry, I have a light for the lighting right here, and it's like blinding me. But so like on this list, there's about 130 stocks. So I literally just flick through here, and I'm about to hop on a meeting here in about an hour with the people in my group to do our weekly scan. On Sunday nights, we hop on a meeting and we go through the market, find what we're looking at for the week, what sectors and themes might be heating up, what we want to keep our eye on. But I just kind of, that's what gave me the idea for this video. So, first things first, I'm looking for things that have been making a big move up. They're showing strength, which is going to be difficult because, as you saw in my last video, the market's not strong at all right now. We're in a correction period, obviously. I mean, you can see these candles are very, very large to the downside, which is not ideal for breakouts. So, right now, I'm completely cash. I have no positions at all, which doesn't happen that often. But obviously, you saw Friday's candle. So I got stopped out of everything because everything turned around. But like going through here, this is the 1 month. So I'm gonna go in the 3 month because that's typically where I'm gonna find most of the setups. So I would just go through here, or I could just go through here, and I'm looking for something that's made a big move up and it's tightening up, right? Something like this is, it's definitely not a good example because it's a biotech. So I'm not even gonna look at that. I don't trade biotechs at all because those tend to gap down overnight. So this would be like a pretty good example, right? Which it's also another biotech. So not gonna go over that one because I don't want you. Okay, so this is an example here. So GDHG, and right, you're gonna notice that a lot of these companies you probably don't recognize or you've probably never heard of. That's how it goes, right? Because these are a bunch of smaller names because we want stocks that move fast. So a lot of them aren't gonna be, Microsoft, Nvidia, like those are on here, but a lot of these are the smaller stocks that just have a lot of speed because I want to put my money that in stocks that will actually give me return on my investment, right? I'm not trying to put my money in and then get rich by the time I'm 85, right? I want to make money today. So this is GDHD, and this definitely isn't an ideal setup because you can see it's been downtrending. But I just want to show because you just saw the way SPY looked the last week, right? We'll just go here one more time. Look at how it's literally straight down for the last month, right? And then we go to GDHG over here, and it's been straight up for the last month. So it's been doing the complete opposite of the market, and so that's like what we're looking for. But we typically want stocks that have been trending upward recently. But you can see this was more of a situation where it bottomed out, and then it had a reversal, and then now it just broke above the 200-day moving average. So like this is a pretty strong stock, right? Because if it's breaking and holding the 200-day, this is showing us that hey, I'm ready to go higher. I'm ready for some upward momentum. Am I going to trade it? Probably not. Definitely not right now. I mean, possibly in the future, but that's basically what we're looking for because this is what we're buying here, right? We're buying stuff that makes a move up, and then it's consolidating into the moving averages, and then this is the moves that we catch with this strategy, right? This went up. Let's see. Obviously, I'm not saying I bought this one, but this one went up 282%. So in just a matter of days. So that's like what the potential of this strategy. That's what we're catching. That's why we're making a lot of money, because the market's going down. I'm not in the market. I'm cash, right? It could fall to the floor. I'm fine. And then once it recovers, I'm catching plays that are 100, 200, 300% on shares. You have 20, 30% of your account on it and you double it. I mean, you're making a lot of money. So that's why it's so important to find the best of the best. So that's kind of the goal. So this one right here, and a lot of setups are going to be really ugly right now just because the market's ugly, right? But this quantum, right? Quantum stock, quantum has been very strong. Um, and you can see it's not pretty, right? It's not necessarily like a perfect flag. You can see how it's kind of holding, it's making higher lows, right? Here's a low, here's a low, here's a low. It's making higher lows and it's kind of tightening up. So like this is something I would throw on the watch list. I'm not going to buy it tomorrow or this week probably, but it's something I'd keep my eye on, right? Because it's a 20% ADR. So if this thing breaks out, it'll double pretty quickly. And then let's see if I can find an actual example of like, okay, right here. Perfect. As long as it's not a biotech. Okay, it's in the healthcare sector, which I don't really trade a lot, but you can see it kind of was going sideways for a while, but in the last, since what is this? Uh, since December, it's been uptrending. And so it's up, and this is a dollar. The stock is a dollar. So this is probably a little too small. It's too thin for me. I'm not going to put my money in here, but 700% move in the last 4 months. Okay, so that's what we're looking for. Not necessarily this specific stock, but this is the type of setup, right? We want something that is showing us, hey, I'm a strong stock. I'm making higher moves. I'm making higher lows, right? Even when I'm decreasing, I'm putting in higher lows. Um, and then we wait for it to coil up. We want it to go sideways. We want it to run into the moving averages. And then once it gaps up and breaks out, that's when we buy it. And so it's hard to show my scanning process too much right now because there's not much to scan. This is a very good example. There wasn't a setup. There was kind of a setup here, but you can see, I mean, this thing has been strong since, what is this? August, July/August. It's been going up since then, and it's up very strong right now. So I didn't catch this one. I feel like I might have entered it, but I got stopped out. But you can see it didn't have like a direct breakout. Like it kind of just started trending upward. But this is kind of what you want, something that's been moving up, and you can see it tighten into the moving averages. It never really had a significant breakout day, I would say. So it'd be hard to catch this one, but it's up very good. So it's not, I already have it flagged. And then this one, auto parts, which have been pretty strong. Um, Obviously, I'm not going to buy it here. There's no setup. It's just literally going straight up. And I don't really buy out of a reversal from the downside, but it was an earnings play. So I could have bought this, but right now with earnings, when the market's not very strong, earnings are pretty difficult. So TMC, I actually bought this one. I got stopped out of it, but this is a great example. It's been trending upward for the last few months. Since the market's been weak, it has held very well. It has been putting in higher lows right here. You can see it has not made lower lows, and then it was tightening up, putting in lower highs. And then I believe I bought this on Friday. This day, it broke out. It was a very obvious breakout. It had a lot of volume. I mean, everything was perfect. So I bought it. And then this is actually the one I had made a mistake on. I over risked, and because I did the math wrong. But what's it called? But in this market, you're not going to hit a bunch of green trades. Like you can have the perfect setup. Like I would consider this to be not perfect, but a pretty good setup given the conditions of the market, right? It's something that's been going up. It's industrial metals, which has been a very strong theme. Industrials have been doing very good. It was making higher lows. It was putting in lower highs. It was tightening up. It tightened into the moving averages, and it broke out, and it had high volume. So it was literally irresistible. That was kind of what it came down to. I was like, okay, I would be sorry. I just hit the mic. That was probably really loud. I was like, okay, this is too good to not take it, right? So I was supposed to risk a 0.25%. I did my math wrong, so I risked more, but it stopped out right away, which happens, right? Perfect setup. I did everything I could. That's why it's so important to risk properly, because it could be the perfect setup. Everything can look great and you can get stopped out in a minute. I mean, you don't know what's going to happen. And so risk management is how you last. I mean, if you're not properly risking, you're gonna get jacked up pretty quickly. Let's see. Sorry, I'm going through these slow because I'm trying to somewhat explain it. But like, this is a pretty good biotech. See, a lot of biotechs do very good, but I do not trade them at all. This one's very good. Oil and gas. You can see this thing has been up since November. Very, very, very strong stock. There hasn't really been a setup. I guess you could have bought it out of here, but this isn't ideal. This isn't a very good setup. It didn't really tighten up too well. And then it fell below the moving averages and kind of broke out from there. If you would even consider this a breakout, it could technically still be in the range, I guess. It depends on the way you look at it. Um, but that's what we're looking at. Right now, we're looking for the best of the worst. That's ultimately what it comes down to, the best of the worst. But yeah, so I just go through here. I usually go through it pretty quickly. You can kind of see, okay, yeah, all these are downtrending. Not a good setup. Okay, this is very strong. What is it? Engineering. Okay. It's a pretty thin stock, right? The candles don't really look like candles. You can see that on this side. Like they look, I mean, they're not, I don't even know what to call that. They just look like little lightsabers. Um, so I'm not going to trade this, right? I mean, I don't know what's going to happen to my money. If I put it in here, it could just bounce around. So that's not ideal at all. Um, but I mean, it is what it is. So then I just go through here. Okay, yeah, PRCH. This is absolutely beautiful. I don't think this one's flagged because I think it might be on my top watch. Is it on here? Maybe not. Okay, well, I'm gonna add this to my list. So this one looks great, right? It's been strong. The market was decreasing. It didn't really get affected too badly. Had earnings gapped up, made a move, and then now it kind of consolidated, and now it's pulling back again. This is a very good looking stock. There it is. So I flagged that. Add that to my list. So now tomorrow morning, do I think I'm going to buy it? No. It needs more time to tighten up. I'm definitely not ready to buy it, but I want to watch it. So that's basically what I do for all of these scanners. There's 3 scanners, and then in the mornings, I hop on here. I go through the volume scanner, the gap scanner, and then I go on my flagged list. I flip through all these, which I haven't cleaned up yet. I'm doing that on the call with my group here in a little bit, but I go through here and I'm like, okay, are any of these breaking out? And then if none of them are breaking out, then that's it. You don't force it. You don't take trades just to trade. That's the worst thing you could do. So yeah, so I just want to make a video, kind of my system of how I find my winning trades and my winning setups, how I manage my risk properly, because even the A plus perfect setups, they can still fail. They could still stop out. So it's very important to risk properly, which I go over all that with my group and all my students. So if you're interested in joining my group, or if you just want more information on it, feel free to message me on any of my social medias. They should all be linked in the description, or at least my tag name. So feel free to message me. We could talk. We could hop on a call if you're interested. No pressure at all. I mean, if you want to hop on a call and you're like, yeah, this isn't for me, perfect. I'll enjoy talking with you and meeting you guys. So yeah, so I hope you guys enjoyed this video. And it's almost the end of the March Marathon, but I'm pretty sure I'm going to keep posting a video every day. I really enjoy YouTube videos. It's definitely my favorite platform. So I hope you guys enjoy these. I hope you guys are getting some value from this. I know this video is, I wanted to give you guys insight, but I know without the scanners, it's not a whole lot of help. But I can't give you guys all the sauce for free. So I hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll be back tomorrow.